It's the radio guy, Dr. Mike Prince. Welcome to another episode here at the Open Mic Broadcast Network. It is our mission to try to bring you some news you could use. Today would be no exception to that rule. You can follow me on X at the Mike Prince Show. The YouTube channel is the Open Mic Broadcast Network. And don't forget our 24-hour stream available on the website at obnradio.com. And just in case you have one of those smart devices, all you have to do is say, hey, play the latest episode of the Mike Prince Show, and just like that, you'll have everything that you need. And with all that being established, let us jump right into today's episode. We are reminding you for September 1st through the 4th will be our popcorn sales to help us raise the funding necessary for our 2023 broadcast coverage for the Prairie View A&M University Panthers and Waller County, Texas, which includes Waller Bulldogs, Hempstead Bobcats, and the Royal Falcons. So we were breaking down the potentials of Prairie View, even though we say that they would go 8-3, but they could wind up as low as 5-6 with the pendulum swinging one way or the other in regards of how some games pan out. Today we're going to look at Jackson State. Now, Jackson State is a very unique situation. We know that Deion Sanders has moved on to Colorado, had a great 2-year run, if you count the spring, 2.5-year run for that COVID year. However, Deion left a lot of the newfound identity of JSU, the I Love, left. A lot of transfers in and out, and a whole different look now for Coach T.C. Taylor. And it's always huge to follow such a legend as a Deion Sanders, but someone has to do it, right? And unfortunately, T.C. Taylor will be the one, because no matter what happens, he is going to always be compared or have some references in connection to Deion Sanders. And the evidence of that was during the SWAC Media Day from Birmingham, Alabama, 2023 edition. Multiple questions for other coaches on, well, what do you think life is going to be about since Deion Sanders has moved on to greener pastures? And it's really somewhat unfair, but it is what it is. It's the lay of the land these days. So when we look at this 2023 season for Jackson State, and look, let me throw this disclaimer out right now. I know that when JSU, the I Love, hear this, they're going to think that I'm some type of hater and trolling and all that, and it's not necessarily the case at all. I just try to call them as I see them. Trust me, I got some flack from what I did or saw in the crystal ball of Prairie View. So if I can do it to the green tree, I can sure enough do it to the dry trees in my life. And with that being said, we're looking at this gauntlet of a schedule that Jackson State has coming within the first month of the season. It would not surprise me if Jackson State is 0-4 and possibly worse, best case scenario, 1-3. And with that being said, by the time the year and the dust has settled, you can see, at least I can see, that Jackson State may go 3-8 with the best case scenario of 5-6. And I know when you're hearing this, you're going to like, man, what disrespect? And it's not about disrespect. You look at what has left Jackson State, the schedule that they have, and the reality of where they can be after week 4. And when you look at it, used to be that it was a given for a game like a Jackson State, which I think, not a Jackson State, but a Mississippi Valley State, which is a game that I think is going to be challenging for Jackson State this year. Will they win? should be when you look at it on paper, but that's why we play the games. But it wouldn't surprise me if Valley, for some reason, is able to find that magic carpet ride on that particular Saturday and pull off the upset. We know that Mississippi Valley gets extremely amped up when they play Jackson State. That is, in their mindset, a big rival game. I know that Jackson State doesn't look at it like that, but Mississippi Valley does. And depending on which teams show up, you could have that upset on that late Saturday evening when the dust has settled between Mississippi Valley and Jackson State. You have to have questions on how they'll pan out against FAMU this year, how they'll pan out against Southern, how they'll pan out against Alcorn. And the hits just keep right on coming. So when you look at it, it's going to be very competitive, we know, throughout the Southwestern Athletic Conference from top to bottom. But I am going to say, best case scenario, Jackson State finishes 5-6. And I said 3-8, but it could possibly be 2-9. But like we stated earlier, that's why we play the games. At the time of this recording, we're exactly 10 days from Jackson State displaying their new look team against South Carolina State. And it'll all begin, of course, that MEAC SWAC Challenge, and then they'll pour out the next week against FAMU. So they're coming out the gate running and swinging hard. They're going to be playing Texas State. That's an FBS opponent. So as we're stating, then I think that fourth week is against Southern University. So now you're seeing why they can possibly end up 0-4. If they're going to do anything to at least give a glimpse of what we have to look forward to in this 2023 season, is going to be, in my opinion, how they come out against the Bulldogs of the MEAC Conference. And those of you who follow me here at the network, you know I'm all about the SWAC, and I love the SWAC from top to bottom. But I can see this being a struggle year for Jackson State in this 2023 campaign. Of course, we'd love to hear your feedback and take on our crystal ball look at Jackson State for this 2023 campaign. Don't forget, you can always leave your thoughts and comments on our YouTube page at the Open Mic Broadcast Network. You can also leave your thoughts and comments by way of X, formerly known as Twitter. And for those of you who dare to leave your voice message, all you have to do is dial 720-721-1558. Well, that is going to give us a look at JSU The I Love for today. I am out of time and I must exit stage left. I am the radio guy, Dr. Mike Prince, reminding you guys to follow me on X at The Mike Prince Show. Subscribe to the YouTube channel at the Open Mic Broadcast Network. Hit that bell notification, and that way you are going to be notified every time we release new content on the channel. And for those of you who would like to hear some in-depth behind-the-scene content, all you have to do is go to our website at obnradio.com, click on the 24-hour stream, and that way you're caught up with a lot of exclusive content from the Open Mic Broadcast Network. I am the radio guy, Dr. Mike Prince. Thank you guys for joining in with us. And until the next time, you guys be blessed, and we'll see you on the other side.